Hello and welcome to the Shaken Up Show, the show that looks deeper into all things Bury AFC. I'm Nick and I'm your host for today, and we've got a very special guest. He's a player that has played at the top level of Scottish football for Inverness Caledonian Thistle. He's also played for EFL clubs Huddersfield Town and Accrington Stanley. He went on to make appearances for Stalybridge Celtic and York City, as well as Ossett United. And he became the first player to play for both Bury Football Club and Bury AFC. I'd like to give a warm welcome to Aiden Chippendale. Hi, Aiden Chippendale. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm all right, mate. How's lockdown treated you?
Same as everyone else, bored. Just work, but you're working from home, so you're not getting a change of scenery, really, are you? It's just you run on your dinner to keep yourself fit to get a change of scenery.
You've managed to
treat yourself faster.
you managed to get a decent lockdown haircut, though. I've noticed that you've got a bit of a fresh trim going there.
I won't go as far as decent. I said to my missus, I said, look, it's getting too much. Like, it was so long. I said, try give us a blend, like a low blend. So it'd be all right.
A nice fade.
She said it was a bit zigzagging. She said, oh, it looks all right. I said, look, I just took razor and took the stripe down middle, so she had to do a lot. I thought by the time we're back to normal, I'll be able to get an haircut properly and it'll be all the same length.
We've got another few weeks to wait yet, Chippy, haven't we? It's driving me.
Yeah, well, it's not looking right cracking, is it? Look.
We're all the same. We're all in the same boat. What have you been doing over the last 3 months then? What have you been doing to keep yourself fit, keep yourself motivated? Anything? Is there anything that you've been doing?
Just doing my runs to keep myself fit for myself personally, because you don't want to let yourself go, do you? You want to keep yourself in shape. But I've been working throughout the whole of lockdown from the start, so I've kept myself busy and my mind occupied with obviously work. And I've been doing my running on my dinner time, so it's quite trying to keep myself active. And then if weekend, I've got a little girl with my partner, so we just do family things as much as you can, like just go for a walk, feed ducks, take her out on a bike or whatever. But you just get bored of it, don't you? Like Sunday, what we're doing, going for a walk. You know what you're doing already before it's even here.
I've gone for the Tyson Fury way of things. Is that I've just given myself a date to aim to, so I can eat what I want, drink what I want by that day, and then I'm going to lose the 10 stone that I need to knock off. So
does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we're just going to go a little bit down memory lane, Chippy. We're just going to talk a little bit about your youth career. So you started off at Huddersfield, is that right?
Yeah, we're at Huddersfield from age of 13. I think I left when I was about 19, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be 19, 20 when I left.
How was
Good
that?
time.
Tell me some of the players that were playing for Huddersfield, some recognisable players who were in that first team.
See, when I was there, so I had it tough because players in front of me were very good players. So I had likes of Anthony Pilkington, Danny Ward, Danny Cadamartre, Gary Roberts, so Scotty Arfield. So it was always going to be tough to push through.
Yeah.
But I was in a bit of a fortunate position, but unlucky at the same time. Is I was on the bench regular. So we went on a 52-game unbeaten run.
So you were part of that under Lee Clark then, that 52-game run where you didn't...
Yeah.
Wow.
But I wouldn't say part of it because I played one game, so...
But you were around the team.
Yeah, I was on bench regular, so... But... So we were part of it. Obviously, it was a good environment to be around because when you're winning or not losing, you have a momentum, don't you? And it was brilliant. It would hold me in good stead for the future in terms of seeing that side of game, what happens when it's going well. So when it's not going right, you can go back to that and think, right, what did I do to get myself in that position? Or that's how I want it to be going forward, like a positive winning environment. And that's why I came to Bury as well, because obviously playing for Welsh before, I knew what it's about. And you want to enjoy your football, don't you, wherever you're at? So,
of course. So just obviously some Bury AFC fans will remember Lee Clark as a manager. He was a bit ill-fated at Bury FC. What was he like with you? What was he like as a manager for you?
I can only call on my experiences, and he was good with me. The only thing I'd say is I just wish he'd have given me a shot, but I understand why. Just look at the names that were there, and there were a lot of big hitters, and it was a very good team, and he did well with that team. And when he did get sat, it was a surprise because I think we were third in table.
Mm.
So from what I've seen, he has been a good manager, but he has had a string of bad luck with what's gone on after, and with his jobs that he's had after. So you can only call on your experience. So I'm sure a lot of Bury fans will have a different opinion to myself. I think he's a good manager, but then again, if he's coming to a team that I love and I support, and he's not done well, then you judge on that.
Well, he's just taken over a Sudanese Premier League team, hasn't he? Do you not fancy? Do you not think he'll come in for you and take you to Sudan maybe? And do they need any wingers in Sudan?
I've got a call. It's a Sudan number. This one. I can't see it. I can't see it.
You don't think so? I think you'd do a job in the Sudanese Premier League, mate.
What's weather like? You've seen how pale I am.
Get your factor 50 on. So, according to your Wikipedia, you've had 17 clubs. 17. That's quite a lot, isn't it?
17.
So, what would you say the highlights of your career have been?
Probably the time when I went on loan to Inverness, because I was fortunate to play at, I think I was 18-year-old, playing SPL and play at Celtic Park. So that's probably my highlight of my career. But
so you played in the big Celtic games. Did you play against Rangers or just at Celtic?
No, because my loan was due up in January. So I started at Celtic Park. I think played 65 minutes before I got the hook. So enjoyed it.
What was your performance like? How did you get on?
I think I touched ball about 10 times because we were just chasing shadows. But I do remember I had a shot. And do you remember is it Mistorovic? I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Big, bold Swedish centre half.
Yes, I do remember him, yeah.
It was like an arrow, and he just stuck his big head in when it could have been a make or break moment. So more of a break, wasn't it, really?
like sliding doors. What could have been? If
that
exactly. Got in, rattled in the top corner, what could have been?
Exactly.
And then
we don't look back. We go forward.
We look forward. And then you came back and played for Accrington, is that right? So you came back down and into the EFL and played for Aki?
Yeah, I went to Accrington. At the start of the season, it all went really well. I think I played like first 6-7 games, had a good start, and then the manager got bought by Chesterfield. So he left, and then someone else came in, and they didn't, for whatever reason, fancy me. So basically sat a whole year not playing, and I couldn't. There was no way really getting out to get on loan or out. So
a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
And then you came. And then you went. Did you go Bury after that? Then did you come to Bury?
Yeah, that was the season after, and first I came on trial, and I had a really good trial period. I think went down to Cornwall for a pre-season, pre-season camp. Did really well, enjoyed it. Played pretty much every game at pre-season. Had a strong pre-season. Then a week before season start, I got food poisoning, so we're out for a month. So I came back, and I'd lost a stone, and I was quite light back then anyway, so wasn't much to lose to me. So I had to get myself back out and get on loan to get myself some fitness and stuff. So I went to Chester, did a month at Chester, and when I came back, they told me I was surplus to requirements because we had such a big squad. I think there was something like 26, 27 players. But I was hoping I'd get a shot when I got back because I had a good pre-season and did all right when I went on loan. I was ready to bide my time, but then I got pulled in. I think there were 4 of us who pulled in. They said, look, you're surplus to requirements, and managed to sort something out with us.
Was that under Blackwell?
Yeah, but I think Blackwell had I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember if Blackwell had been sacked or not at that point. But it was in the transition, I think, to Blackwell, to the next manager.
Ronnie Jepson came in after Blackwell, didn't he?
Jepson was really good. I got on with him really well, but he understood that he had too many players, so he had to try balance the books, which is understandable, but I just don't understand why they signed so many players if that were the plan.
You're not the only person that was scratching their head at that time, Chippy.
Yeah. So I am the person to play for both Burys, but only to play for one of them, really. So yeah.
Well, so Tommy, so then did you then start kind of going down the leagues and you went into and tried your luck in non-league? Did you then you move into the non-league system?
Well, once I left Bury, I sort of fell out of love with it and I had a couple of months off. I felt like I've had enough. Do you know what I mean? Because I had a setback of obviously Accrington, done well, then got knocked back, not played a single game for the rest of the season. And then I had a setback when I came to Bury, and I was like, I think I just needed a bit of time just to decide what I wanted to do. But at the end of them couple of months, I missed it. And a manager rang me, I think it was Challoner, he said, oh, come down to Fylde. So I came down to Fylde, played a few games, but like, it was all new to me, training on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And it was like, I was training in Blackpool, and it was like taking me 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back. And like, after 4 weeks, I said, this ain't me. I said, don't get me wrong, we parted on good terms and I enjoyed my time there, but I was like, I can't do this. So I went to Ashton because I can't remember how Philo, I got to know Philo, and he said, oh, come. But it would sort of season out and get a few minutes here and there, like bit parks. I want fit, and then over at summer, Staley Bridge said to me, look, come in, we're full time, we're non-league, look, see how you like it. Like, before you sign up, see how you like it. And I did the first couple of weeks, and I loved it because I was back being full time, and I enjoyed it. So that got me back in love with football again. So it was good.
So you fell back in love with football at Staley Bridge?
Yeah, yes. And then that season, we did well, but then like towards back in the season, we were really struggling. And a manager called Liam Watson came in, and I think before he came in, I was on bench, like not playing for the last 3 or 4 games, and he came in and finished season really strong. I think he scored like 8 goals in 10 games or something. Still, they were on fire, but it was a good, strong end to the season. So stayed there again, and you just see what happens, don't you? It's non-league in terms of like most clubs. It's a merry-go-round, but you don't want it to be like that. You want a bit of like stability, to know where you're at. You want, your stability. So,
okay, Chippy. So, and then did you go on to Ossett after that? Then Ossett United.
Yeah. So I was at Staley, and I think Liam had left, and a new manager came in, and Welshie rung me, and I didn't know Welshie at this point, and he said, oh, come down. He says, you'll love it. He says, come play for me. He told me where he's playing. We had talked for a couple of weeks. I said, all right, then I'll come down. Sorted the deal out, came down, and never looked back. That's probably one of the most enjoyable periods I've had in playing football non-league. And he said to me, I told you I'd get you back to it. I said, get you enjoying it. He says, I know what type, because he was a winger as well. And
yeah,
he's a similar player to myself at times. And obviously he's got a lot of knowledge in game. So even though I'm 28, he still coaches you, still shows you. So, he gave me that back as well. So obviously then once I did leave Ossett and went to Corn, because like it went a bit tits up at Ossett sort of thing and a bit everywhere. So I ended up going to Corn, and I very enjoyed it. But then towards the back end of the season, it was a bit stale. So because before it got null and voided, we had a really good start, and then we went on a bad run. But to be fair, lads are all good lads at Corn. But come start season, because I was Corn took my option up for the start of this season, so I'd be a Corn player. So they took that up and did pre-season and spoke to the manager, and the way like they were going to set up and stuff, it wasn't going to suit myself. So we just sort of shook hands and said, look, let's get out on loan. And I said, as soon as I could go out on loan, I knew obviously I wanted to play for Welshie, and obviously being at Bury, it's a big coup. Because like I say, everything that goes with it's brilliant.
Okay, so Welshie was I was going to ask you, the next question was going to be what attracted you to come on loan at Bury AFC. So it was Welshie and that draw of kind of how he's helped your career and what he's done for you as a player. Is that kind of the experience you had with him at Ossett United? Yeah,
because you want to play for someone and you want to know how you're going to play, and you want to know that you're going to enjoy it. You don't be going Tuesday and Thursday trips in and thinking, oh God, I've got to go to footy. You want to go and think, I'm going to enjoy it. He's going to get a good bunch of lads together. We're going to have a good crack. Training's going to be good. And it's a big project with Bury. It's like, it's huge. And when I came, I was speaking to Greavesy, because like we were both sort of in the line to come. So me and Greavesy are good mates. So we were like, if we go together sort of thing. So we were speaking to each other and we said, let's do it. Because he was saying to me as well about FC. He said he was gutted when he was at FC that he missed the start of it. And that's what he said about me. He says, you don't want to come in 2 years' time and miss the start of it. He says, you want to be on board.
Yeah.
So a lot of sense.
It's going to be quite a journey. I think that's one thing as a fan, is that one thing that we are excited about is this journey that we're all going to go on together, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what part you play in it, whether whether you're a player or you're a volunteer. I think that's the one thing about, that I've seen anyway at Bury AFC is this journey that we're all going to go on. That's what I'm most excited about anyway.
Everyone's in it.
Yeah, very much so. So you touched upon your friendship with Greavesy there. We know that there's a few of you that come across over the Pennines in a carpool. Tell us about who's in that carpool. I think we've heard a few of them. Just remind us who's in that carpool again.
There's me, Greavesy, Ed Wilczynski, Joe, and Alex. And it's a fight. It's a tight squeeze at times, but we have a good crack. It makes it look. You're traveling an hour.
Yeah. So who's in charge of the music, Chippy, and what type of music do you have on?
We mix it up, really. It's the driver. So whoever's driving, it's their choice. So I'll like the dance music. He's next DJ, isn't he? So feel like we're at a beef for a while. We're on way to train and on way back sometimes. And then Greaves and myself, we play a bit. We just mix it up. We like a bit of a sing along, a bit of Oasis and stuff like that every so often. And Ed, I can't remember what Ed plays. I think Ed's similar, just whatever's on radio. I think he's a bit of a radio man, plays it safe. And Joe's same.
Who's got the worst? Has anyone got the worst taste in music? Has anyone got a bad taste in music?
Depends what mood you're in. If you're tired and you've been to work, you don't want to listen to a beef or do you? But I don't know. It depends. But to fair, while music, like once we're all going, it's class. Like everyone's just bouncing around the car. I feel like you've done a session when you get there.
It sounds like a good crack. Should be like a carpool karaoke type thing with you guys. Put a camera in it and we'll put it up on YouTube on the channel.
There'll be a lot of bleep edits.
So that's the Yorkshire contingent. Tell us a bit about the dressing room then. Who are the characters in the dressing room? So if you had to kind of throw a few words at you, so who would you say is the biggest character, the funniest, let's say?
I don't know. I feel like everyone's chips in, whereas like Scotty's obviously a big leader in change room, hence why he's captain. And I've played with Scotty before, and he knows how to differentiate. So he can have a laugh with you 1 minute, but then as soon as it's game, he's got his game head on. So Scotty's a good laugh. But most of the lads are, like you say, it's not like just one person. Everyone gets involved and has a good crack. I'd like to think that I do as well. So.
Does anyone get any stick like for how they dress, or has anyone got any? What do they call it? Rascal gear? Do they call it?
Oh, everyone gets
sound proper old. Who's got the worst dress sense?
Everyone cops it. There's a lad who wears Puma Kings, but I'm not going to say out about that because he's a young lad. There's some rascal. Honestly, you'd have to get yourself in with a camera.
Puma Kings.
You'll go straight.
Puma Kings, they were classic. They were classic boots then back in the day.
Yeah, 1800s.
Who gets the angriest? I think I know the answer to the question.
Scott is an angry guy. Who's angriest? Jimmy's a bit of an angry guy. Give me your answer. Go on. I'll agree.
I was going to say Scotty Metcalf. He frightens me to death.
Yeah. Scotty, Jimmy can be angry characters. I think everyone's got it in them, because otherwise, if not, you're not a winner, are you?
No.
If so you're just losing and you're
a bit of a nasty streak to him.
Yeah, got to have that mentality, haven't you?
What do you think about the season then? How do you think the season? I know we only played a few games and everyone was a bit upset about it, and we wanted to play more. How do you think the season panned out, and what was your experience like of the season?
I think it panned out all right, but I do think that the fans and stuff haven't seen the best of us yet. I do feel like we have got another level, and we all know that, because there's a lot of players that have dropped down, or even in training, the standard of training is very, very good, and teams come to stop us playing, or they're just happy to sit behind the ball. So we have to get used to that, and I think we've done well, don't get me wrong, because obviously we finished top at league when it got curtailed. So, but I do feel like there's still more to come from people in terms of we have got more in our locker. There's better to be seen. And I think some teams were due a thrashing. For example, like when we beat Garstang, we beat them 5-0, but we didn't even play nowhere near to our level. So imagine if we did, because there's a lot of quality team.
Would you been happy to play throughout the summer? Would you have liked to have played throughout the summer if they'd, I don't know if either they'd have extended the season or bring the season the next season in earlier? Would you be happy to play?
Yeah, I think everyone answer should be yeah. If you say no, then why are you doing it, sort of thing. Don't get me wrong, I understand people like in a normal circus like might go on holiday in summer, but you might not be able to do that. So there's no excuse not to play. I don't think. I was surprised when they said that, because I could have just. The way I saw it is, why didn't they just get it so everyone team plays each other once and extend it by a month, and everyone playing a training. So why don't we just play Tuesday, Saturday, and just cram them in?
I think the upsetting thing for us was that we always knew that it was going to be a problematic season, and nothing was kind of put in to safeguard it, shall we say. I think that was the disappointing thing for us. It could have been, as a fan, could have been maybe planned a little bit better, or like you've just said there, touched upon, maybe just play, one, once every team once, or I think that or maybe split the league in half or something like that. Maybe it could have just been dealt with a little bit better and some forward thinking.
Why weren't lessons learned from like the previous year? Because it's basically they've said, right, we'll play again. Clubs have spent money to get themselves in COVID secure and to get everything in place, so they've all had to like soak them costs up. But then they've not learned the lesson because nothing's come of it at the end. So it's like it's happened to them twice. You'd have thought lesson had been learned from the first season in terms of, right, this is a protocol, put this in place. If this happens, we'll do this or X, Y, Z. But it doesn't seem like it, as it looks like it's just been done off a wimp.
Yeah, definitely. What were your highlights of the season then, Chippy? I just remember you scored a couple of goals against Darwin. One of them, was it, I'm going to ask you the question, was it a shot or were it a cross?
You always go to shoot back stick. Always go to shoot back, especially if you're wide. You know what? I'm not even going to explain myself. In fact, I'm going to explain.
Go on, you tell us. You try and justify. Go on.
If I'm on right, on the left, I'm always going to go put the ball in towards the back stick for if it goes in. So you are crossing, but you're shooting. It's like a cross shot, if that makes sense. Because how many times you see no one it connects with it and it goes in bottom corner or whatever. So
it was a good goal, nonetheless. Yeah. I'll take your word for it, Chippy. If you said it was meant, then I fully believe you. I was right behind that. It looked like you looked up and you thought, I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah. If someone touched it, if not, it goes in myself. I'm happy still.
Any other highlights? Did you did any other bits that you enjoyed?
The first league game against Aiden for myself, because it was my first taste of football at that level, and there were obviously big expectations. And when we came out with flags on pitch, that's when I knew. I thought, this is a club that wants to do business. We mean it. We're going out there, and obviously to find ourselves in a position of being down in 85th minute, and I'm thinking, oh no, this ain't going to look good on us, sort of thing. Because it's like the first introduction to the fans, to the players. So I'm sure if we'd have lost, there might have been a few questions asked, and then to turn it round in the last 8 minutes at game to winning it, it was brilliant. And it was
crazy.
Fans, it was like the environment and just everything, how it went, it was just crazy. And if you said to me you could have won that game 5-0 or do it that, I'd prefer to do it that way. Albeit I wouldn't do it every week because everyone would be having heart attacks. But it was brilliant.
I think although there was only, I think it was the only 300 at that game, it felt like a lot more, didn't it? It felt like, honestly, it felt like every member that was a Bury AFC fan, or sorry, that was an AFC member, or everyone was just willing that to happen. It was just one of the most surrealist feelings that's happened to me at a football game. That there was so much kind of like, because like you say, there was a lot of kind of, there's been so much built up leading up to that game. And then, obviously what happened, it was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And if you watch it behind the net as well, watch the fans behind the net, it looks like we've just won the FA Cup.
Yeah, I know. It was brilliant. And then, like, for just the way we won it, like, it coming off Greaves' hip in 93rd minute, that's just Greaves it to a tee, score without, like, and I just thought, brilliant, because we were on about it on our way up. We always, because me and Greaves meet separately to go meet Alex, Ed, and Joe. We always set ourselves a target of goals and assists between us. And to be fair, well, Greaves helps out of it, but we have never missed our target. But I keep saying, if you keep scoring goal, Greaves, and I'm getting assists, I said, well, I'm happy.
Fab. But yeah, so, it was a real one to remember. I know it was a bit of the season was cut short a little bit, but it was a real, a real one that will stick in the memories. I know we didn't manage to play a full season out, but at least we had those little games that shall we say. Right. So what about next season then, Chippies? Would staying at Bury AFC be something you'd be interested in? I know you mentioned that you were on loan from Colne. Would it be something you'd be interested in maybe coming back next season?
Yeah, definitely. I've been in touch with Gaffer in terms of keeping fit. He's been doing loads of runs, so we sort of speak to each other and talk about runs and stuff. So I'd definitely want to come back, and he said that he'd want me back, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I think we both know, like, we both want me to be at Bury. So
brilliant. Good. Well,
I've enjoyed it.
You'd be more than welcome, definitely, especially with them goals like against Darwin. Those cross-come shots.
Get you 5 of them a season.
Right. So the last question that I've got for you really is about what you do outside of football. Now, obviously, it's been a bit weird for you because you've been a professional footballer. You've come through a footballing system. You've played in different parts of the country, and what do you do? Like, what do you do now? So we've had in the past Jimmy Moore. He's owns a few cash generators. Greaves has got his academy. Adam McWilliams, a coach with the Man United Foundation. What do you do, Chippy?
Yeah, I do accountancy. So I'm an accountant inside of intellectual property firm and like trademarks. So part of an accounts team. And my first sort of taste of like work, like proper work outside football, is I went to work for my dad and I said, like, I wanted to do AAT, which is like an accounting qualification. So I always thought, you've always got a secure job in accounts because there's always going to be accountants needed. So I did my level 2 and I've just kept on going. And it's took me to where I am now.
Were you pretty handy at maths when you were at school?
Yeah, well, but it's like I didn't do anything from age of 16 to 22 or 23 because you don't do any further education because you think it's going to last you forever. Whereas really it don't. So then as soon as I did, we're like getting yourself back in the swing of it and writing emails and you're like, oh God, getting used to it. But to be fair, where I work now, I enjoy it. And because you're working numbers, always like every day is different. You've got different queries, different numbers. So it's, to some people, it might not be their cup of tea. I'm sure it won't be, but it's a good career. And like you say, if you keep on progressing, you've got a bright future if you can push on.
Is it nice to do the keep your toe in the football, and at least it's a good level, it's competitive, and then you've obviously got your sensible job as well during the week?
Yeah, well, like you say, once I did drop to non-league, at first it was full time, and I've never since that. I've always had a team, and I always want to play. It's like now we know football on Saturdays. It's what do you do? It's like normal routines: train Tuesday, train Thursday, play football Saturdays. You see your mates because you're at football with them. You have a laugh with them, and you play your football, and it's just normal to me. It's like it's always been part of my life. So it's like I say, with the restrictions at the moment, it's weird, isn't it? Because albeit you normally get the summer off, but by the time you come to like 2-3 weeks before pre-season, you're itching to get back anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's good to keep. And like you said, I'll probably do it until as long as I can.
Keep going. How old are you now, Chippy?
28.
28.
You won't believe it.
You've got
23.
You've got plenty of years left in you anyway, haven't you?
Exactly.
Do you see yourself, because you're obviously a winger, do you think like later on in your career you're going to be moving into the centre a little bit like what Beckham did, and kind of be a bit of a quarterback, or do you think you're going to be able to get out on the wing?
I'll have to find someone because I can't defend.
How do you think? How do you think you and Jimmy Moore would do in the middle of the park?
Well, he'd have to do all tackling, headering, and he can just pass it to me, and I'll ping it out wide.
Brilliant. So, Chippy, this is the part of the show which most players absolutely hate. It's the quiz. So in the past, Sanny's done real or fake football teams. I think he did that for Greavesy. He did outfield players that have played in net for Jimmy Moore. And he did Valentine's Day themed players for obviously Nathan Valentine. So for you, we've got a very special quiz. It's a bit off piece though. All right. So your nickname is
Chippy.
Yeah. So my quiz today is going to be based on UK chip shop names.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
I might have a few.
So UK chip shop names. What I want you to do is I want you to think about whether these chip shop names are true or false. So I'll give you a chip shop name. Let's say, I don't know, Jack's Chippy. If you think it's true, I want you to write Chippy T for true. Yeah. And if you think it's false, I want you to write Codswallop.
Right.
If you can't spell Codswallop, just put false.
I'll just put false, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you a name, and then you're just going to tell me whether you think it's Chippy T or Codswallop. So I've got some music here. I don't know if it'll come through, but
do I need to write it down, or should I just say?
No, we're gonna write it down, and then we're gonna go through them all at the end, and I'll tell you them all at the end and see where you got them right or wrong. Okay. So the first Chippy name is Fried and Prejudiced. Fried and Prejudiced. Do you think it's Chippy T for true, or do you think it's Codswallop for false? Fried and Prejudiced. Okay. The next one is Battersea Codsholm. Battersea Codsholm. Is it Chippy T or Codswallop?
Got that one.
Okay. The next one, number 3, the Star Chip Enterprise. The Star Chip Enterprise.
Yep.
Okay. 4, Salty Towers. Salty Towers. So some of these I've made up using my own brain box. So not saying that one is made up.
Do you know what? Half of these could be made up, or half of them could be true because I don't have a Scooby. So
well, so Salty Towers is number 4.
Yeah.
The next one is Haddock Around the Clock. Haddock Around the Clock, but Haddock Around the Clock sounds better. Do we think it's true or false? Chippy T or Codswallop? Took me ages to think of this.
Got that one.
I've done so much research on Chippy, and the day that I did the research on this, guess what I had for my tea?
Chippy T.
Correct.
Happy
right,
days.
The next one, number 6, Frying Nemo. Frying Nemo.
It's a bit cruel, but I think I'm going to go with this answer, yeah.
Okay.
Poor
Frying
kids.
Nemo. Okay, number 7, Things Can Only Get Better. Things Can Only Get Better. Chippy T or Codswallop?
Yep.
Number 8 is Codraphenia. Codraphenia.
Yep.
Okay. Number 9, Fishkotech. Fishkotech.
Yep.
Okay. And the last one, number 10, is Mushy Peas Please Me. Is there anyone
As you can guess,
you want me to go back on, Chippy? Are you okay?
no, I'm all right. All these are guesses because I don't think I've had fish and chips from any of them places. I'm gonna be honest.
They are up and down the UK, so the ones that are true are up and down the UK. So I don't expect you to know these off the top of your head. Okay, right. So let's get you some answers. Okay. So the first one was Fried and Prejudice. What did you put? Chippy tea or Codswallop?
Codswallop.
You've got that one right, Chippy. Well done. 1 out of 1.
That means I've beat 3 lads already.
I made that one up. It's a cultural Chippy, but so number 2 is Battersea Cod's Home. Do you think that's true or false?
I think it's Chippy's tea, is that?
Chippy tea. It is. There's a Battersea Cod's Home in Sheffield, Yorkshire. Right, the next one. Star Chip Enterprise. Do you think it's Chippy's tea or Codswallop?
Codswallop.
It is. It's Codswallop. It's actually a mobile chip van in Evesham. Just in case you ever wanted a mobile. So it's a mobile chip van in Evesham. It's not an actual shop. So it's Codswallop. Okay, number 4, Chippy. I need to keep track of. Are you keeping track of the scores?
Yeah.
You? Good.
I've got them all right so far.
Have you got them all right so far? 3 out of 3.
Chippy tea 4.
Right. So number 4, Salty Towers, Chippy tea. Is correct. It's in Torquay, home of Basil Fawlty and Fawlty Towers. It's obviously a pun on Fawlty Towers, so it's in Torquay. That's true. Right, number 5. So we're 4 out of 4, Chippy. I think this is
I'm on fire.
You're on fire, mate. Number 5, Haddock Around the Clock. Do you think it's Codswallop or Chippy's tea?
Chippy tea. No.
Codswallop. I made it up, mate.
You know what? Be a good
that sounds good, though.
Start it up.
That sounds good. I think that's a Haddock Around the Clock.
Yeah.
You can imagine it now. I can imagine the sign as a clock with a haddock in the middle of it.
Let's put it out there now. Do the people of Bury want a new fish shop?
Don't you work in
around the clock?
Don't you work in copyright intellectual accountancy? Surely we can get that one down. We'll copyright it. Right.
We'll touch base.
Next one, number 6 is Frying Nemo. Frying Nemo. Do you think it's Chippy's tea or Codswallop?
I think it's a Chippy tea.
It is a Chippy's tea. It's
a lot of kids' dreams are ruined there, aren't they?
And do you know what? The font of it is in the Finding Nemo font as well. So it's in Goole in Yorkshire. So it's actually So there's going to be a lot of upset kids talk about Frying Nemo. But okay. So we've got 1 wrong so far, Chippy. Is that right? That's 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
Next one. Things Can Only Get Better. There's number 7. Things Can Only Get Better.
I've gone Codswallop, but thinking about it, I think it's a Chippy tea, but I'm going to stick to what I've got on Codswallop.
You were right, sticking to what you've got, Chippy. It's Codswallop made again. And I'm not just blowing my own trumpet here. These are good Chippy names that I've made up.
Yeah, see, that one nearly got me that.
Okay, coming to the end now, Chippy. The last stretch. So we've got 6 out of 7 so far. The 8th one was Codrafenia.
Codswallop.
It wasn't Chippy. It's an actual. It's a mod themed chip shop in the northeast of England. So it's got the scooters. It's got the Target signs on it. So Codrafenia was actually a Chippy's tea.
I'll let him go. I'll let him hide.
But what can you do? So we're still doing well. 6 out of 8. What's that in a percentage, Chippy? You're the mathematician.
I'll tell you when I have a calculator next to me, but I don't.
Right. Number 9 is Fishgo Tech. Fishgo Tech.
Codswallop.
It's a Chippy's tea. It's in London near Waterloo Station.
Club.
It must be. I presume. Well, maybe Alex O'Keefe could get a DJ slot in there. Maybe if you're ever down in London.
There we go.
There we go. So we're on. What is it? 6 out of 7 out of 9. And
7 out of 9.
The last one.
No, it's 6 out of 9.
6 out of 9. Sorry, thank you for your honesty, Chippy. Thank you for your honesty. You know, this is obviously very, very, crucial. We need to show that you're an honest player. The last one is mushy peas, please me. Mushy peas, please me.
Chippy tea.
Ah, Chippy. It's Codswell that made that one up.
Do you know what? I've had a weak finish, but 6 out of 10, I'll take it. 60%, I can do that off the top of my head.
There you go. 60%. It's a pass, isn't it? It's a pass, that.
Yeah.
So, what's that? A C grade in old money. So, on your chippy knowledge, Chippy, you've got 60%. So, well done. I'm glad. Did you enjoy that, Chippy?
Yeah, it was good. Enjoyed it.
I don't think we'll do anything like that. Well, just keep those answers to yourself, and you never know, that might come up in a pub quiz somewhere at some time.
I guess I might win a few quid off back of this, or a few points.
Right, Chippy, that's you're done. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, and we'll hopefully see you in the new season, mate. Yeah,
100%. Well, take care of yourself, and thanks for that.
You too, Chippy. We'll see you soon. Thanks very much, Chippy. So my thanks goes out today to Aiden Chippendale. Thanks for joining us, Chippy. If you've not already, please follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Just type in Bury AFC, you'll be able to find us. And if you haven't already and you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe at the link below. There you go. There's a little red box there. Just subscribe and you'll get regular updates on goals and all news Bury AFC. If you listen to this as a podcast, don't forget you can give us some ratings. So it'd be nice, we're all volunteers here. We're not doing this for any money. So be nice. 5 stars would be lovely. 4, yeah, I'll be happy with 4. 3, I'll be, I'm going to start getting a bit upset if it's anything less than, 3. But yeah, if you'd like to leave a little comment or leave a review, that would be much appreciated. Until next time, we'll see you later. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.